for this light is off. Over.
Not
Welcome all of you for the Saturday evening class. I'm very happy to be with all of you. I was there last week. No, yes, I was there last week. Krishna Prabhu gave class. No, after the class I came. I'll do a little kirtan. Then I'll start. Jai Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Jai Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivaradhari Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivaradhari Yashodanandana Raja Janarandana Yashodanandana Raja Janarandana Yamuna Tira Vanachari Yamuna Tira Vanachari Jai Radha Madhava Kunja Vihari Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivaradhari Yashodanandana Braja Janarandana Yamuna Tira Vanachari Jai Radha Madhava Kunja Vihari Jai Radha Madhava Kunja Vihari Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasadi Gaura Bhaktavinda Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Gadadhar Shivasadi Gaura Bhakta Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. श्री हरिनाम संकीर्तन की, पतित पावन श्री चैतन्य महाप्रभु की, श्रील प्रभुपाद की, गौर भक्त वृंद की जय। उमज्ञानतिमिरन्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुषुन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरुवे नमः। श्रीचैतन्यमनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूपा कदा मह्यं ददाति स्वपदान्तिकम्। वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरुं श्रीयुतापदकमलं श्रीगुरुन् वैष्णवांश्च श्रीरूपं साग्रजातं सहगण रघुनाथान्वितं तं सजीवं साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजनसहितं कृष्णचैतन्यदेवं श्रीराधा कृष्णपादान् सहगण ललिता श्रीविशाखामृतांश्च। हे कृष्णा करुणा सिंधु दीनबंधु जगत्पते गोपेश गोपिका कांत राधा कांत नमस्ते। तप्त कांचन गौरांगी राधे वृंदावनेश्वरी विसर्वासुदेवे प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये। वाञ्छा कल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्य एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। नमः ओं विष्णुपादाय कृष्णप्रेष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदान्त स्वामीति नामिने। नमस्ते सारस्वती देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्य देशकारिणे। श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौरभक्तवृंद। हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। Hare Krishna. So we just now, by the mercy of Lord Jagannath, we have ISKCON has now got into a full campaign of festivals. Starts from Rath Yatra, goes on till Janmashtami. Earlier our Rath Yatra used to be different dates, but now because of the mercy of the devotees of Jagannath Puri, our devotees, they go and ask people seva for Rath Yatra, then for Jhulan Yatra, then for Janmashtami, and then for Bhadra Purnima. So special mercy. Hari Bol. Earlier we would have Janmashtami Rath Yatra in January, but now last 2-3 years it has shifted to the original time period of Lord Jagannath having his Rath Yatra and Puri. It's very very special pastimes of Rath Yatra. And then now from today onwards, actually from today onwards we are almost exactly 1 month away from Janmashtami. We are 1 month away from Janmashtami from today onwards. There will be so many festivals in between. I was hearing long back class of Srila Guru Govind Maharaj. So he was very beautifully explaining that why do we celebrate Janmashtami? He said the Lord already appeared and he went. The Lord already appeared and he went away. He performed his pastimes and he went away. And he has left his pastimes for the devotees for the general masses to hear them and relish them. Hear the pastimes of the Lord and relish them. But then why do we celebrate Janmashtami? Maharaj gave a beautiful explanation. He said that we want to invite the Lord into our heart. We want to invite the Lord into our heart. We want to invite Krishna in our heart. So that is why we celebrate Janmashtami. If Krishna is there, when there is sun, there is no chance of darkness. If Krishna is invited in our heart, there is no chance of anything else in our heart. Then the only auspiciousness. So after the class, one day, intelligent devotee asked Maharaj that Maharaj, Paramatma is already in the heart. Paramatma is already in the heart. So now Krishna will sit where? He said, Hare Baba, when Krishna is there, automatically all the avatars and Paramatma is there. But Krishna is in the heart. How many of us are conscious about it? That is the question, he said. How many of us are conscious that Krishna is residing in our heart? How many? Similarly, one more lecture Maharaj said, this is the Krishna consciousness movement. Maharaj mentioned. What is this? It is a International Society for Maharaj. The member of this movement are supposed to be always conscious about Krishna, but the question is how many are always conscious about Krishna? The member of this society are supposed to be always conscious about Krishna. But the question is how many are always conscious of Krishna? And then Maharaj had a very beautiful style of explaining. Very, very beautiful. The very basic thing, what I spoke is a very simple thing, but it has a very practical, deep meaning and very understandable. Yes, we are, हम लोग ISKCON के भक्त हैं. You tell no? Someone says, आप लोग कहाँ से? हम लोग ISKCON से. But ISKCON means how many of us are conscious about Krishna always? How many of us are conscious? So when we celebrate these festivals, they're saying that festivals are the mother of devotion. So when we celebrate these festivals, so devotees get engaged. They come together and plan to serve the Lord. And by that service, they develop devotion and they develop love, and they forget that, oh, we are in the material world, but still there is so much pleasure if you're Krishna conscious. Jayapataka, I still remember when Jayapataka Maharaj, he had a heart stroke, a brain stroke. So actually, I wanted to also announce in the beginning only, our temple's vice president, His Grace Sitaram Prabhu, today actually he got a heart attack in the afternoon, and right now his angioplasty is going on. And we just had a meeting in the afternoon together, and then suddenly he just, I just came to know like before coming for the class, got heart attack. Let us pray 3 times Hare Krishna Mahamantra for Prabhu's treatment and his quick recovery. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare. Very senior devotee of our movement. He joined in 1989. He was studying. He was doing his masters, MA in structural engineering in IIT Mumbai, and he went to the library there, and he went to the spiritual section, and he went to the section where nobody had touched any book, and he picked up the first canto of Bhagavatam and read it and decided to join the temple. 1989. He was an IITian and he joined. Those days, IITian joining means also, although there are many. those days. So yeah, and he's serving as a long-standing vice president just before Janmashtami. Practically, he leads every festival, majorly Janmashtami in the temple. So we all were very shattered. So I was telling that Jayapataka Swami Maharaj, uh, myself, there is one devotee who's in Ulhasnagar, I forgot his name, and one more devotee. Three of us were standing. Jayapataka Maharaj came there before the uh, entrance of the guest house building. So Maharaj, I told this on Maharaj Vyas Puja, I guess. Maharaj had a very nice style of dealing with devotee, and he has a very greenish eyes. If you have not seen him when he was healthy, those who have seen, he has a very bright greenish eyes. What is big, and he makes his eyes big like this when he talks to devotee. And he's like this when he talks like this. He talks like this to devotees. So when Mataji was there, when I was doing Bhakti Shastra in 2003, so Maharaj used to walk. People like Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is walking only, and devotees walk behind it. If you see the videos of Maharaj walking with his big body, so Maharaj walking, Maharaj may talk to devotees. Sometimes he should see some ants and animals. Gauranga, I would say. Animals, like that. Gauranga. Once I saw a squirrel, Maharaj. Gauranga, squirrel ran away from there. I remember I was doing Bhakti Shastri in 2003. So when Mataji came, and Maharaj stood like this. And Mataji looked at Maharaj, paid obeisances, and almost tears in the eyes. And she told Maharaj, Maharaj, please give your blessings. Very humbly, very. So Maharaj made his eyes big. What kind of blessings you want? And she started thinking now what to reply. What he will say now. She started, and then Maharaj put a stick and went away on her head. So in 2008, this is 2003, 2008, Maharaj was entering the lift and devotee next to me. Maharaj, please give your blessings. So Maharaj said, what kind of blessings? And I had an experience. So I told Maharaj, please give me blessings so that I can serve the mission of Srila Prabhupada the rest of my whole life like you have done, Maharaj. So I had a big smile on his face and he put his danda on the head. Why I remember this is I was going to tell another pastime, but I recalled this. And then Maharaj went up to his room, and that night he got a brain stroke. After that, Maharaj was never seen, walking on his own. But then when he recovered from his health after a month or so, but not recovered, he came out of coma. And then 1 month he was in the hospital, 1 month, 1.5 months he was, 2 months he was here in the temple. And then he was conscious and able to move a little bit on the wheelchair. So he wanted to start preaching. He wanted to travel and meet devotees. So he had come to, I had just got married actually. His heart brain stroke was 1 month before my marriage. And after 2 months of my marriage, we did a yatra for congregation devotees. So in that yatra, he came and he told this wonderful story. So when Mataji asked a question that how should we have peace in the Grihastha life? Maharaj says that is a difficult affair. That's a very difficult thing. So Maharaj told a very nice story. He told that there is one country in South America where Maharaj used to travel and preach. So there is one husband and wife. They met, and then they started. They were both arguing in front of Maharaj. First they introduced each other, and while introducing, the husband told something which was not right about the wife, and the wife got angry there only. And then they started little dispute happened. So then they said, Maharaj, this is the problem. We always keep on fighting. So what do we do? So Maharaj said, Maharaj, I told them. He said, beautiful, very beautiful. So Maharaj said, I told them, both of you, once in a month, do a Bhakti Viksha program in your house and invite devotees and feed them prasadam, do some Krishna Katha and Kirtan. And then after 8 months, again Maharaj went to that country. And this time the Mataji was in Tilak, head covered, nicely sitting. So Maharaj asked them, "How are you doing?" Said, "Maharaj, we have been following that instruction of yours for last 8 months. And as soon as we planned for the first program in our house, 15 days before the program, we both were in anxiety, fighting with each other for what menu to be put, where the program should be, how many devotees to invite, cook for how many devotees. And then on the day of program, both of us were so anxiety we would fight more. But after the program, we would feel so happy, so satisfied, and so blissful. Though we fight now also, but because we are inviting the Vaishnavas and following your instructions, we are so happy and so peaceful." Maharaj said, "Continue fighting like this." So this is the in what connection I was telling the story? I forgot. Okay. Okay, yes, okay. I wanted to tell about Maharaj. So of course, yeah, Mukund Madhav and then. So Maharaj told this very beautiful story, and it is very, very practical for all of us devotees. If we keep Krishna in the center, if we keep serving the Vaishnavas in the center, then there will be challenges. Material world, because this material world is an age of quarrel. Kali means quarrel. Kali means quarrel. There will be fights in the Kali Yuga. There will be people are very greedy in Kali Yuga. People are very self. Kali Yuga means like this. Kali Yuga means you are dealing with liars, greedy people, la- lawyers and liars. So it's very uh, difficult. But we always hear this, Prabhupada also mentions several times in his classes. You don't have to give up anything, but you have to keep Krishna in the center. Correct? Keeping Krishna in the center means serving, doing some devotional service. It is not that you'll keep Krishna's deity in the center of your house and you'll be around, It doesn't work like that. It is consciousness. You have to keep Krishna in center of our activities. When you keep Krishna in the center of your activities, automatically you will see, so much mercy, so much bliss coming. Recently, Chaitanya Avatar Prabhu was giving a class. So he was mentioning I told him, I gave, I reached Hyderabad, and then I gave 2, 3 classes. And apparently, to give Chaitanya Chaitanya Gundicha Marjan class, so I read the whole chapter, whole night, because I wanted to take something from it. But it is so nectarian that I ended up reading till 1 o'clock. And then after 4 days, again, same the thing happened, because our Rath Yatra was after the main Rath Yatra. So again, I gave the next Rath Yatra class. I read the whole chapter, Rath Yatra also. So I told Chaitanya Prabhu, you give the main Rath Yatra of Attapur. So he gave a class. Told one beautiful pastime. We all know Jayananda Prabhu. We put the photo of Jayananda Prabhu on the Rath, because he was the one who made the first Rath. Srila Prabhupada was very happy. And Jayananda Prabhu and Vishnujan Swami, these are 2 names in our movement. Many Sankirtan leaders, they joined the mission because they wanted to just be with these 2 devotees. Because they were so encouraging, so inspiring. Just by coming in touch with them, one would feel so inspired. They were such personalities. One devotee I heard long back in 2003, 2002, I guess, in Krishna Balram Temple's 25th anniversary. Long back, 2001 or 2, I agree with you. So one devotee was glorifying Jayananda Prabhu. So he was telling that he knows one devotee is still in the movement. He said that devotee, when Jayananda Prabhu was making the cart, he was himself making the cart. In the night he used to drive taxi. In the day he used to make the cart. So while making the cart, one gentleman who was drunk, he came. And he came and he was looking at this wooden half structure, what it is, and shaking and looking, someone is there inside. So Jayanand Prabhu came out of the cart down. He said, Hare Krishna, how are you? He said, I'm good. And he saw what he's doing and he was hammering with a nail. He was hammering on the cart. So this drunkard was looking continuously. And then no, we get so scared, someone drunkard, someone is looking at us, we get scared, annoyed. Imagine someone is drunkard and looking at us. Then he was looking at Jayanand Prabhu continuously. Jayanand Prabhu looked at him, Hare Krishna, and started kneeling. After 2 times, he said, do you want to help? Okay, he said. And the person started nailing. Tak, tak, hitting, mold, not doing it properly. And after 2, 3 nails, he nailed one nail properly into the wood. And Jayanand Prabhu said, amazing. I've never seen anyone doing like this. In my whole life, I've never seen someone doing it so perfectly. This drunkard becomes so inspired by just little glorification encouragement. He become a devotee and still in the movement. He become a devotee and is still in the movement. So Vaishnava's mercy is so special. And Jayananda Prabhu like this made many devotees. Many devotees. I think Jayananda Prabhu, Vishnu Jan Swami. When Srila Prabhupada was there, no, Narottam Prabhu, Baba left the temple. Prabhupada was there to be with Vishnu Jan Swami. Baba, he left the temple. There's a letter. Even Dinabandhu left the temple and went away. Like there's a letter is there. So devotees would leave temples to be with these personalities. They were so inspiring. So he made the first cart. Okay, and then before Srila Prabhupada left, Jayananda Prabhu left his body. In 1976, 77 Jayananda Prabhu also, 77 May, Jayananda Prabhu left his body and Srila Prabhupada left in November. When Jayananda Prabhu left his body, many devotees were shattered. And Prabhupada made a statement that Jayananda went home back to Godhead. Prabhupada made this statement. Jayananda went home back to Godhead. Now, after several years of that, some 10 or 15 years ago, His Holiness Chandramouli Swami's disciple runs a hospice in America. You know the story? Runs a hospice in America. Now, in that hospice, a very old lady came who was in her last stage almost. And there was this disciple of Maharaj who was taking care. So one young lady also came with this old lady. And it so happened that this disciple of Chandramouli Maharaj, she had beads or something with her, and this young girl said, "Oh, you are Hare Krishna." He said, "Yes, I am." He said, "No, who is she?" He said, "No, who is she?" Means she knew the karmi name of the patient, this old lady. "Do you know this devotee in your movement, Jayananda?" He said, "Yeah, this is his mother. She is Jayananda's mother." And then when she heard this disciple of Chandramouli Maharaj that Jayananda Prabhu's mother is there, she took very special care. She chanted for her, gave prasadam to her, and in this way, later after some time, she departed. So Jayananda Prabhu was very special. Today also, Srila Prabhupada's mercy, we actually have him on our card. So Prabhupada mentioned every Rath Yatra put the photograph of Jayananda Prabhu on the card. All over the world in ISKCON, we follow that. So by this we understand that being recognized, doing service, and being recognized by our superiors, by the spiritual master, it is so we don't know and we cannot materially imagine the mercy of it. It is it is inconceivable. The mercy of a Vaishnava is inconceivable. With our material senses, it's not possible for us to understand. Not possible at all. And what to speak about understanding the relationship amongst the devotees. We dealing with devotees and seeing to other devotees' relationship. That's why I was this time when I read Chaitanya Charitamrita, there were so many beautiful pastimes in Chaitanya Charitamrita. Before that, I want to share two very beautiful stories which Chaitanya Prabhu only told. How Lord, because it's about Lord Jagannath, we just celebrated Rath Yatra. So he was telling Madhu Dvisa Prabhu. Madhu Dvisa Prabhu is Jagannath. You were there, right? Madhu Dvisa Prabhu. No, Madhu Dvisa Prabhu is even my favorite, one of my favorites, because he was lot of leaders came up in the movement, but Madhu Dvisa Prabhu was the early days leader, very early days, 1968 and 69. Those days he was like sannyasi and very strong leader. If you see the video, Srila Prabhupada in Australia, Srila Prabhupada in Australia, um, I had the great fortune to see that video in 2003 in Mayapur, 2004 Gaur Purnima festival. Imagine, this is amazing. I should note it down actually. I'm remembering today. There was a board in Mayapur festival, and all in Mayapur, if you go for Gaur Purnima festival, there will be a board and there will be so many seminars, kirtan programs, special lectures going on, videos being shown all around at the same time. You have to choose where you want to go. So much mercy flows in Mayapur. So in those days, though, 2003, 4, 5 was Prabhupada disciples were quite younger. So that was in Prabhupada Samadhi, Prabhupada in Australia. Video, what? Prabhupada in Australia. If you see that video also, if you go on YouTube, you see the video. Madhu Dvisa Prabhu is there. And Prabhupada goes to a university to give a class. And then while giving a question lecture, some young boys, they start disturbing the class. They play some music and they disturb the class. And then the class gets interrupted. Prabhupada keeps quiet, and again, if you see that, it's there in the video. How many of you seen that video? It's there in the video. And then Prabhupada is sitting quiet, silent. Madhu Dvisa Prabhu, he takes the mic and he says, very beautiful to see that. Our spiritual master has come here and he come here to be something about the God. And we are supposed to be university students and behave like a gentleman. We are supposed to be like gentlemen. We are not happy you're disrespecting our spiritual master. If you want to disrespect, if you want to argue, if you want to fight, we can do that. We can just go out and settle it off if you want. But here we are speaking about God. We want you all to respect our spiritual master. And then if you see the video, the Madhusudana spoke. And this is video I'm watching in Mayapur. I'm watching the video and I turned left like this. And he was sitting next to me, Madhusudana. He was right sitting next to me. Then I saw the video and saw him. I was shocked. It was shock of my life. Actually, I'm speaking this first time. Today I remember I noted down because after my Guru Maharaj left, I understood the importance of writing. This kind of incidents of life. So I saw him. I was shocked. He's sitting right next to me, and he was the Kirtan. Prabhupada used to call him the Emperor of Kirtan. The Emperor of Kirtan. In this video, these Kirtans are also there. Then after the lecture, I was with him for 40 minutes. I asked him many questions. This is just my joining phase. I asked him, after this lecture, what happened? What did Prabhupada say? He said, Prabhupada was very blissful while giving the class and while the disturbance also. He just kept quiet. And because of the announcement which I made, those people who were not interested, they left. And after that, the lecture continued and question answer. And we made some devotees also from that lecture. And he said, what did Prabhupada say? What we should do? He says, in such places, better charge. So that interested people come. Prabhupada told. What instruction Prabhupada gave, I asked him. He said, in such places, better you charge. So that only the interested people come. Now, amazing story is what Madhu and the Chaitanya Madhu Dvisa Prabhu, there was the Vietnam War, no? Vietnam War. So, in that war, they were all recruiting young Americans to go to Vietnam for the war. So, I think Bhima Prabhu also, many devotees, Jayapataka Maharaj also ran to Canada, no? At that time, many devotees, they didn't want to go for this war. So, they were all recruiting young men. So, Madhu Dvisa Prabhu was very young devotee, new devotee. With his hairs and all this thing, he had gone and they were interviewing. And there was different physical test mental test, training, and deporting people to Vietnam for the battle. So in those days, because Malati Mataji, she got that Jagannath DT, first DT, Jagannath Baladev DT on the shop. She showed it to Prabhupada. She said, he's Jagannath, the master of the universe. So all devotees went and they got those Jagannath photos, the pendant kind of like this. And in those days, it had become a fashion to put Jagannath locket like this. So Madhudisa Prabhu had a big one. And you imagine Jagannath, big one, big eyes, red lips. So he went for the physical and mental test. So in his medical mental test, so they asked him, before we start, please remove this. He said, no, I cannot remove. He's Jagannath. So said, no, you have to remove because to perform this test, we cannot have this on your neck. No, this is Jagannath, I cannot remove. I cannot remove Jagannath. I cannot argument. I cannot remove Jagannath. He said, I will not remove Jagannath. They said he's mentally not fit. They sent him out. They concluded that this fellow is not mentally fit. Send him out. And that is how he was rejected to go to Vietnam and he continued to serve Srila Prabhupada. And Srila Prabhupada was very merciful. Vaishnava was very, very merciful. Srila Prabhupada, same Madhudvisa Prabhu, after he was a sannyasi, and then after some time, he could not maintain his standards as a sannyasi and he came down from the position of a sannyasi and he got married. And because of guilt, he was not staying with devotees, he was away in 75, 76 something. Srila Prabhupada was in his deathbed in Vrindavan and many leaders were coming. So Madhudisa Prabhu, now he was married. When he came to know Prabhupada is sick, he's going to leave his body, he's in Vrindavan, he got a message from the devotees. So he came to India and he had big hairs. And after landing in India, he shaved. After shaving, he went to see Srila Prabhupada. He was so dear to Srila Prabhupada because it's a very dynamic personality. If you hear his lectures, or if you hear his pastimes, when he speaks pastimes, you will see. And initial days, he's there everywhere in Prabhupada's videos 60, 67, 68, 69, he was very prominently around. So Prabhupada, when he came to see Srila Prabhupada, Prabhupada had tears in his eyes, seeing Madhudisa Prabhu. And then but he was a very front-line sannyasi disciple. And now he was a Grihastha. And so Prabhupada saw him, he had tears in his eyes. And he also went and put his head at Prabhupada's feet. And then Prabhupada called him to his hand towards his shoulder and put his hand on his head and touched his shikha. And then Prabhupada said, look at Madhudvisa. He has still maintained the shikha. And Madhudvisa Prabhu was crying. And he was telling this, that though I was so sinful, I was a sannyasi, I fall down from my position. I was associating now with a woman. I was living and came down and with this I came to meet Srila Prabhupada. And of all my faults and the mistakes which I have done, Prabhupada saw, even in that situation, he saw the good thing which I have, which is I maintain the shikha. Srila Prabhupada saw the good thing which I had, which is I maintain the shikha. So that way, Srila Prabhupada was very, very merciful. Now, Yogendra Maharaj also told one beautiful story about him. Now, Yogendra Maharaj was also traveling to Vrindavan, North Part, many places. He had left his house and he was searching for a sadhu. He wanted to become a sadhu. So he was searching a group of sadhus. He happened to meet the devotees in Delhi. Maharaj was telling this time the story. He happened to meet the devotee. The two devotees came to a shop to distribute magazine or something, membership. I think membership. So he saw them and he was with them, staring at them. They were Western devotees, and he just followed them. So devotees also went a little ahead and saw someone following. He stopped again. Then they went, after stopping, they also went there. He again started following them. So now they were a little annoyed, "Arey, why is he following?" And then they entered the temple in Delhi. And he came to the temple and he met the devotees, and devotees told him that you stay nearby. In those days, Prabhupada had told, be careful about Indians. Their standards are low. Don't take them in directly. Even in Juhu, Devkinandan was mentioning, initial days, he, many devotees would join in May, June. You know this? May and June. And Guru Maharaj used to say, and suddenly after October, November, the new Bhakta ashram used to be empty. So one day Guru Maharaj asked Devkinandan, अरे देवकी ये तो इतने सारे न्यू भक्त थे, कहाँ चले गए सब लोग? तो महाराज से, महाराज ये बारिश के भक्त है. तो बोला मतलब क्या है? बोला मुंबई में बहुत सारे बॉलीवुड स्ट्रगलर आते हैं, काम मिलता नहीं तो रोड पे सोना पड़ता है. तो रोड पे तो बाकी टाइम सो लेते हैं, बारिश में नहीं सो सकते हैं, तो बारिश में वो लोग मंदिर ज्वाइन कर लेते हैं. तो जून जुलाई अगस्त सितंबर रहते हैं, अक्टूबर से वो लोग काम ढूंढ के निकल जाते हैं. So, काम ढूंढ के निकल जाते. So that is why those days the Indian devotees were made to come. So Maharaj for 1 month he came from outside. Every day Mangal Aarti. He was staying in some nearby mutt. Maharaj told the details. And then apparently Prabhupada was coming to Mumbai. So I think 2 tickets were booked, Tatkal, to come to Mumbai to meet Srila Prabhupada. So he begged, let me also go. And the Tatkal ticket did not get confirmed or something. 3 of them traveled without ticket, without the confirmed ticket to Mumbai. And they met Srila Prabhupada. And then Prabhupada was very happy, Indian devotee. So he used to, and Prabhupada used to Loknath Swami, Navyogendra Maharaj, and Guru Maharaj. They were the Indians, and they were all in this temple, Jew. They all joined here, and all others were Westerners. And whenever they would come to Srila Prabhupada, Prabhupada used to talk to them in Hindi. One day Prabhupada was sick, so Navyogendra Maharaj, he went to massage Srila Prabhupada. And second or first, third day, so Prabhupada started talking to him. Navyogendra Maharaj started first asking some question, and Satswarup Maharaj was just outside. And he said, स्वामी जी, मेरे को आपके साथ में मंदिर में रहना, मुझे किधर भेजो मत. Satswarup Maharaj outside. Satswarup Maharaj would say, because Prabhupada was lying down taking a rest. But then Srila Prabhupada was so happy to talk to him. Srila Prabhupada went on asking questions to Navyogendra Maharaj. And then after the discussion, Satswarup Maharaj 2 times he said shh to him. After that he saw that Prabhupada is only talking, so he left it. Then in that conversation, Prabhupada asked Navyogendra Maharaj, तुम्हारा नाम क्या बोला था? He said, स्वामी जी, योगेंद्र शर्मा. ठीक है, तुम्हारा नाम नव योगेंद्र. He said, बाद में मेरा नाम नव योगेंद्र हो गया. So that's how he got the name. And if you talk to Maharaj also, you will see how beautifully. You heard this time Bhagavatam? How many of you could hear his Bhagavatam class? This time in Juhu. Oh, so beautiful. So after 7-8 years, he came to Juhu. Every year, he would come for Rath Yatra. Every year, he would come for Rath Yatra. Rath Yatra festival, Navyogendra Maharaj, Loknath Maharaj, Jayapataka Maharaj, Guru Maharaj. From my vision from 1990, I remember my father used to have one office staff, tune. His name was Nandalal. And he used to take all of us from Andheri to Churchgate on local train. And in Churchgate, those days used to be the Juhu Rath Yatra. And I used to see, my God. First, Maharaj would do Kirtan. And then after 2-3 hours, Giriraj Maharaj would do little Kirtan. Then after that, suddenly 3 or 4 o'clock, everything would be here and there. Everyone used to move aside because from the Rath till the back with this big wampers, this big, you understand? इतने बड़े wampers होते हैं ना, boom boom. Jayapataka Maharaj used to walk, boom boom, and then everyone would be tired by 5 o'clock. from 5 to 7 to reach the cross Maidan or Azan in the Maidan. Then Loknath Maharaj used to do cricket. Loknath Maharaj, that famous tune of. How many of you have heard that tune? Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. This one tune, just this one tune. Loknath Maharaj used to sing 2 hours continuously, and all the tired devotees would be fully energetic, and they would all reach the pandal. So this was my experience of Rath Yatra, little bit in Juhu. And while reading Chaitanya Charitamrita, I came across a lot of teachings in these 2 chapters, Gundicha Marjan and also Rath Yatra. I thought I'll share with all of you 2 pastimes, 2 very short pastimes in Chaitanya Charitamrita, Madhya Leela, chapter 12, verse number 122. Krishnadas, can you play Mridanga for me? So Mahaprabhu is doing Gundicha Marjan. All of you have it on your this thing? Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, suddenly in the morning he takes all his devotees, he takes the brooms, and he takes the cloth, he takes the pots, and he tells the caretaker of the Gundicha temple that I want to clean the Gundicha temple. And the caretaker tells that already the king has announced and ordered, whatever my lord you want should be fulfilled immediately. Immediately they got the brooms and everything and they went inside. So in Chaitanya Charitamrita there are more than 100 and close to 140 50 verses in this chapter. Not only that, actually close to 200 verses, and every 10-12 verses there are beautiful teachings in this. So you can all recite these few verses with me, okay? Then we'll read the translation. Hena kale gaudiya eka subuddhi sarala eka kale gaudiya eka subuddhi sarala Hena kale gaudiya eka Subhuddhi sarala Hena kale gaudiya eka Subhuddhi sarala Prabhura charana yuge Dilagata jala Prabhura charana yuge Dilagata jala Se jala leya pane Pana kaila Se jala leya pane Pana kaila Taha dekhi Prabhu Ramane Dukh rosha hoila Taha dekhi Prabhu Ramane Dukh rosha hoila Yadyapi Goishaitare Hanache Santosha Yadyapi Goishaitare Hanache Santosha धर्म संस्थापन लागी बाहिरे महारोष धर्म संस्थापन लागी महारोष शिक्षा लागी स्वरूप राखी कहिलो तन्हारे शिक्षा लागी स्वरूप राखी कहिलो तन्हारे हे देखो तुम्हार गोड़िया गोड़ियार व्यवहार यही देखा तुम्हारा गोड़ियार व्यवहार ईश्वर मंदिर मोरा पाद दोयाईला ईश्वर मंदिर मोरा पाद दोयाईला से जल अपनी लया पान कैला से जल अपनी लया पान कैला ये अपराध मोरा कान्हो बेगति हे अपराध मोरा हमारा गुड़िया करे एते का पाई जाती तुम्हारा गोड़िया करे एते का पाई जाती हबे स्वरूप गोसाई तारे गादे हाथे दिया हबे स्वरूप गादे हाथ दिया देखा मारी पूरी बाहिर राखी लेना लाना देखा मारी पूरी बाहिर राखी लेना लाया पुनः श्री प्रभु पाया करिलो विनय श्री प्रभु पाया आज्ञा अपराध क्षमा करिते युयया आज्ञा अपराध क्षमा करिते युयया हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. So, that is the translation. So, Mahaprabhu was cleaning the temple, and devotees. Before this pastime is also very beautiful. Few verses, because in this few before these verses, Mahaprabhu, the whole Gundicha temple, there was only communication with the eyes and Mahamantra. If anyone wanted a pot, Hari Bol. And if anyone wanted to someone to move from this place, Hari Bol, like that. The whole conversation amongst the devotees was only chanting the Hare Krishna Maha Mantra or taking the name of the Lord. And then this incident happens. One devotee from Bengal, he comes and puts water on Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's feet and drinks that. Mahaprabhu gets freaked out with this because he was cleaning the main mandapam where Jagannath is going to come and sit. After everything was thoroughly washed, a Vaishnava from Bengal who was very intelligent, simple, came and poured water at the lotus feet of Lord. The Gaudiya Vaishnava then took that water and drank it himself. Seeing that Chaitanya Mahaprabhu felt little unhappy, who was outwardly angry. Although the Lord was certainly satisfied with him, he became angry externally in order to establish etiquette and religious principle. Very important point. I'll come back. The Lord then called Swarup Damodar and told him, just see the behavior of this Bengali Vaishnava. This person from Bengal has washed my feet within the temple and within the temple of the personality of Godhead. Not only that, he drank the water himself. I now do not know what is my destination because of this offense. Indeed, your Bengali Vaishnava has greatly implicated me. At this point, Saru Damodar Goswami caught that Bengali Vaishnava by his neck and gave him a little push and injected him from the Gaudiya Puri temple and made him stay outside. After this, Saru Damodar Goswami returned within the temple and requested Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, please excuse this innocent devotee. Please excuse this innocent devotee. Very small pastime, few verses. So much to learn. So much to learn. First thing is, if you see Chaitanya one should be very careful in dealing with devotees in temple hall. Sometimes many of our devotees, especially when they are very new, as soon as they see their, preacher or mentor, immediately they'll pay obeisance in the temple hall only. Sometimes it has so happened with me that Guru Maharaj is next to me and devotees and come and staying obeisance talking to Prabhuji, Maharaj is next to me. So of course we don't know, but these are all learning. So this devotee was very enthusiastic and he was doing the marjan. But when he saw Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's lotus feet, he poured water and drank that water, which is very nice. Mahaprabhu was happy because this Gaudiya Vaishnava from Bengal, he knows the, the he knows the essence on how one can progress in spiritual life. By our endeavor, we actually cannot progress in spiritual life. That is not possible. If you think that you can become a devotee on your own, it's a big illusion. Because we should know ourselves how degraded, envious, greedy, and selfish we are. How can we become devotee? But there are three special things by which one can become a very easily devotee. One is taking the dust from the lotus feet of a Vaishnava. Doing Abhishek, taking dust of the lotus feet of Vaishnava and drinking that. Second, if you are fortunate enough to get the remnant of a Vaishnava, if you are fortunate enough to get the remnant of a Vaishnava if you get to eat there. And third, anyone knows? Hmm? In principle association, but it also means chastisement. Srila Gaur Govind Maharaj says, if you are not corrected and chastised by a devotee, you are still being cheated. And our Guru Maharaj had such a style. He would tell everything smiling. You know, Narottam Prabhu knows. We would go and for the disciples, Maharaj would never allow them to argue anything. Just finish them off. So when you get but these three things, if you get, you will progress in your spiritual life rapidly. Very, very rapidly. So Mahaprabhu was very happy. But because it was in the temple, he wanted to teach him. He wanted to teach him. So he handed over him to a senior Vaishnava, who immediately to please Mahaprabhu, grabbed him and threw him out of the temple. Grabbed him and threw him out of the temple. See, when we are handed over in the hand of superiors, it's very difficult. Guru is very difficult. And more than the spiritual master, because spiritual master is object of worship. But Vaishnavas are more difficult. That is why it is said, Krishna has performed his pastime, devotees are continuously performing their pastime. You know? So, Sarup Damodar Goswami, whom Mahaprabhu said, "Hey, look at this fellow." Mahaprabhu just created a scene. Said, "This fellow in the temple of Gundicha, he bathed my feet." Because Mahaprabhu is showing, performing the Leela of a devotee who always thinks that he is very unqualified. He's very, very unqualified. And he's getting angry that how did he do this and drink water from a lotus feet? Now I am not qualified and someone is worshipping me like this. What is my gati? So what will happen to me now? Mahaprabhu is expressing this to Swarup Damodar. And Swarup Damodar grabs this devotee and throws him out of the temple. The beauty is this, after throwing him out of the temple, Swarup Damodar Goswami goes to Mahaprabhu. At this point, Swarup Damodar caught the Gaudiya Vaishnava by his neck and giving him a little push, ejected him from the Gundicha Puri temple and made him stay outside. After Swarup Damodar Goswami returning within the temple, he requested Chaitanya Mahaprabhu to excuse that innocent devotee. So this is the mercy of Vaishnava. This is the mercy of Vaishnava. I don't remember this devotee. Because when a devotee is merciful anyone, the Lord is bound to give his mercy. It is said when a devotee accepts a devotee, a fallen devotee or a junior devotee, Krishna is duty bound to give his mercy. Krishna is duty bound to give his mercy. There is in Chaitanya Charitamrita, there is one pastime. This I forgot the name. One devotee was rejected by Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. No one, he went to Vakreshwar Pandit. He goes to Vakreshwar Pandit. This is one devotee was rejected, another devotee who was rejected. Now Vakreshwar Pandit Prabhu, he was a famous dancer. He could dance 72 hours. 72 hours he could continuously dance. And he would dance means he would not allow the singer and mridanga player to stop. So as soon as people would see him coming to dance, they will keep the mridanga and run away from there. Because he would not stop them, allow them to stop only to sing and dance. So this devotee went, because not many devotees would sustain with Vakreshwar Pandit because of this. So he went and stayed with Vakreshwar Pandit. And he danced and participated with him day and night in Kirtan. Then suddenly when Chaitanya Mahaprabhu saw that devotee, he might rejected, but Vakreshwar accepted not to do and give him mercy. So because Vakreshwar Pandit Prabhu accepted, so this is the way, Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, devotees, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu through his pastimes, is actually teaching us very, very deep lessons. How kind and how merciful he is. And through that mercy, he is giving the highest. He's giving love of God. He's giving Harinam, Premanam, it is called Premanam, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. This famous story is that Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, unconditional mercy. Conditional mercy is performed. But Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is unconditional. Unconditional means you are qualified, you are not qualified, doesn't matter. If you come across Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and his devotees, you get the mercy. You understand? It's like an electric wire. You know or you don't know, you touch it, you get a shock. Correct? Prabhupada gives the example, no? The electric wire is there. It will not say the child is very innocent, doesn't know, chhod do usko. Jhat, koi bhi aata hai, jhatka lagega. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was like this. Anyone comes, no, qualified or not qualified. This famous story is that Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, when he was coming back from South India, he went to one village and he saw one washerman. And this washerman was washing his clothes. Big pile of clothes. Mahaprabhu saw him. He felt very pity. Mahaprabhu went and sat next to him. The washerman saw a sadhu has come. And sadhu, when they come, what they do? Huh? They ask for donation. In India, it is famous, When the sadhu comes, they ask for donation. We experience when we go to the signal. People are very, very distant. But our devotees, our Nityanand Chandra videos you've seen, traveling Sankirtan. Hi, Hare Krishna. He will talk to people as he knows them from 10 years. Devotees are so kind. So, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu went to this washerman and he told him, first he looked at him, the washerman turned his face. Mahaprabhu went the other side. Mahaprabhu looked at, once chant Haribol. He said, I am very busy. I have lot of clothes to wash. He said, just say once Haribol. He said, no, I have so many clothes to wash and I'm not going to give you any minute. Don't waste time behind me. He said, no, just say once Haribol. He said, I will not say. I'm busy. Mahaprabhu told, I will wash your clothes and I will help you. You say Haribol. The guy got so fed up. He told, I will not say Haribol. And it is said, when he said once Haribol, his tongue was not in his control. His tongue just started vibrating. Haribol, 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 Haribol. Like that, he started vibrating. His tongue was not, he was holding his tongue, but he was not able to stop. He was just chanting Haribol. And then his wife came to the bank of the river where he was washing. She saw him. She thought that some ghost has haunted my husband. She didn't go nearby. She went and called the relatives from the house, and the relatives and told them. Relatives started seeing him dancing like a madman, and Mahaprabhu far away standing and watching. So the relatives came and touched him, 4 or 5 of them. And when 4 or 5 of them touched him, they also started holding their tongues because they were not able to control their tongue. They also started chanting Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol like this. And then the sound and there was commotion. So the wife went and ran around the village, and villagers came, and all the villagers came and hold it. And whoever hold it, the person who was chanting the holy name, they all started chanting. Finally, wife went and said, "Aapko kya ho gaya?" and touched him. She also started dancing there. And then Mahaprabhu smiled and went away. He smiled and he just walked away from it. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, unconditionally, he came to give mercy. And his devotees and his followers are doing the same thing, today. So we have to just follow the footsteps of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, be in touch with his devotees. Somehow or other, devotees are very, very merciful. The Lord will take time to give his mercy. But Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's devotees are supremely magnanimous. It is unimaginable. One who develops the taste for the holy name, one who develops the attachment to Vaishnava, you will not come to know. After a few years, you come to know, in the initial phase of our spiritual life, we feel, I will not give up. Now, our Sushil Prabhu is there, Srinath Prabhu. I remember the initial days. So his wife is my childhood friend. So I met them very initially. So, and he was coming every Sunday for the Sunday feast. So I was trying to develop relation with him because we are childhood friends. I was talking to him, and he was, he said, Prabhuji, I will be a devotee like this. I mean, I think bhakti can be performed like this. And he apparently told me that, he was coming for the temple program. I was trying to preach him. Sometimes you can wear dhoti or something. I exactly don't recall the details, but I remember he told me that he will be in pant and shirt and be a nice devotee. And today is the second initiated devotee. This time when I came, it was a Sunday. On a Sunday altar, he was there in dhoti kurta as a pujari of the Lord. He was in dhoti kurta, and I came on I think I came on Sunday. Saturday was the Attapur Rath Yatra. Sunday afternoon I reached. I went to the temple, paid obeisance to Radharaj and saw him on the altar dhoti kurta. I second initiated doing puja. So what did he do? He just lived with devotees, be in association devotees. You never come to know what you spoke and what you have become now. How you want to practice Krishna consciousness and how you become. So this is the special mercy of Vaishnavas. Especially in Grihastha Ashram, most of us devotees, we have 5, 6 small brahmacharis here. Gopal Bhatt, Vasantaraj, Krishnas, and all are mostly a Grihastha or to be Grihasthas. And Sachin Nandan Prabhu got married. Our Ankita, she's gone to Hyderabad, married. She's come here now, the marriage. So Sachin Nandan, Hari Prabhu, and Ankita, they got married recently. So Sachin Nandan Prabhu met me. Said, Prabhuji, what do you expect? I said, you have a very simple role model to follow. You just do what Chaitanya Prabhu and Narottam Prabhu and Gangarani Mataji have done in here in Jew. They have built this wonderful community of devotees. You replicate that in Hyderabad now. You are the first Grihastha of Attapur temple. Of course, coming back to the Grihastha life, it is said that marriage life is an institution of tolerance. You hear the engineering institution, medical institution. So marriage life is an institution of. See, our Bhaskar Murthy Prabhu was so smiling, so convinced is. Big smile. As soon as I was telling, I was seeing around. My eyes went on him. Such a big, so convinced is. Grihastha ashram is an institution of tolerance. If you cannot tolerate, don't get married. If you cannot tolerate, Griha anda Kupam. It is said what? Griha anda Kupam. Anda Koop means Koop, well. Anda Koop means deep, dark well. How deep it is, you cannot. Only one who's married knows it. Only who is married knows it. But when you perform bhakti, it's totally different. So now Yogendra Maharaj told a very beautiful story. You remember that the saint fell in the well? Very beautiful story Maharaj said. Very nice story. So there was one saint and he was traveling. So while traveling, he had become tired. And he was passing by, meeting different grihasthas, going into the house, begging some alms. So he got tired and he went and slept. He went and slept on a big well, and which has a big border. So he, इतना बड़ा चौड़ा well था एकदम बड़ा. The walls were this wide. So he slept in the wall. Deep sleep, very deep sleep. And in the sleep he got a dream. Sadhu sannyasi, he got a dream. In the dream, he got married. In the dream, he got married. And after marriage, he had few children, two children. So sometimes the children were very naughty. So the younger child, because he was too naughty, the wife was beating that younger child right, left, and center. So Sadhu felt very sad. So he took the younger child and made him sleep next to him. And he was sleeping already on the well. So make the child sleep next to him, he moved a little side. He came on the edge of the well. And then he touched his child. He said, you sleep nicely. And he said, you sleep nicely. And he turned around, fell inside the well. And then he woke up. When he woke up, people got him outside. Villagers came, he was shouting, the villagers got him out. So everyone started asking him, आप कैसे हो? आप कैसे हो? आप ठीक हो? आप कैसे हो? So he started telling everyone, आप कैसे हो? So other person asked him, another villager asked him, Swami ji, Sadhu ji, आप ठीक हो? आप कैसे हो? आप ठीक हो? So they thought something went, because he fell. So then he asked again. Some other person, another gentleman asked him, Sadhu Swami ji, आप कैसे हो? आप कैसे हो? आप कैसे हो? So they said, Are, you fell in the well and we saved you. And we are asking you, how are you? And you are telling us, how are we? Asking us, how are we? ये क्या बात हुई? So he said, देखो, मैं तो सपने में शादी करके बावड़ी में गिर गया. आप सब तो ग्रहांध कुंभम में हो. मैं तो सपने में गिर गया बावड़ी में. Maharaj told the story and we were laughing like anything. And Maharaj's, way of speaking and it is so beautiful. These few days have been very nice because we lost our spiritual master. The last couple of months have been very nice. A lot of association. So many Prabhupada disciples came here. Navyugendra Maharaj was here. Bhima Prabhu gave a couple of classes. Loknath Maharaj also visited, no? And Maharaj actually gave stayed like 7-8 days, 15, 10, 15, 12 days. The Maharaj stayed here. Spoke so many classes. Guru Prasad Maharaj was here sometime. So a lot of Prabhupada disciples. This temple has been very, very famous. It is very important. Association of devotees and being accountable. I remember that many times now my Guru Maharaj is not there. So it is so, difficult to, first of all, it is so difficult to think that he's not there. And remembering what he taught us by his personal example is more so emotional. And I had a very personal association. And 22 years of my serving full time, I had spent at least 8 years very closely being around his physical body, his Vapu. I was very close around his body. In fact, when initially in 2004-5, I used to go to the airport to pick him up almost for 3 years continuously, 3-4 years continuously. So in Air India flight, they serve meal, no? They serve a meal. So Maharaj used not eat. But everything he used to leave, he used to bring a fruity. They used to serve fruity also, no? And juice they serve. So Maharaj, once he came and he said, do you drink? And generally he used to give it to a driver or someone. So he asked me first time. He said, do you drink fruity? I said, yes, Maharaj. I gave it, I drank in front of him only. For 3 years, he used to bring the fruity and give it to me whenever he used to land. At least 2 years, I remember. He used to bring a fruity and just give it, this for you, this for you. So after 1 year, after few visits, I understood I'm not supposed to drink in front of him. So I used to drink, and then after 10, 12 years of serving in management, it so happened that I could not understand how to deal with the management issues. So I gave it up. And Maharaj was very strict with his disciples. Very, very strict. He was strict with a smile. Strict with a smile. So it so happened that I would not go. One day I told Maharaj, see, spiritual master is very kind. Spiritual master is very, very merciful. So you accept me as a disciple who's disobedient, and you have to be very merciful on him. You accept me like this, no, Maharaj. So he just started smiling. 2 times I spoke to him like this, certain management issues, and Maharaj was just, it's like pushing you on the wall and lifting you like this argument. Maharaj, I am telling all my reasons which are all valid, and it has nothing to do with Maharaj's logic. You be humble, that's it. I said, Maharaj, you accept me as a disobedient disciple then. But then after some time, whenever Maharaj would call me to meet, Maharaj would call me to call Sitaram, I used to have so much anxiety. And I had to think, is it about mistake in Surat? Or is it about mistake in Juhu? Or is it about the not coming for Mangal Aarti? Or so much anxiety, then I would go there. And Maharaj had a very unique style. First, he would make me sit. And I knew he will not talk about the problem first. He will talk about my well being, my health, my services, build it up, and then he will do. And while he's talking, I used to be in anxiety. It's about what? It's about what mistake? It's about what mistake? Today, I'm missing it so much. I am telling you, being accountable in spiritual life is such a mercy. It is such a mercy to be accountable in spiritual life, to be chastised, to be corrected. The living entity, we all are in this material world because of our independent mentality. Try to understand that we are in this body and we've been traveling into many lifetimes in many species. We cannot remember all that. Very difficult to understand these things. Only when mercy is there, you can feel, I don't want to suffer like this. मेरे को और जन्म नहीं लेना. It is only when you suffer nicely and get association or devotee, then you feel, I don't want to be here. If you only suffer, you have the world to blame. You have the world to blame. Radheshamu tells this story. He caught one boy doing a mistake. First time, he said, no, 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 no. Second time, no, 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 no. Third time, red-handed caught. So the devotee was caught red-handed. He said, why did you do this? Prabhuji, you are always behind me only. Why did you tell him? Why did you tell him? Why did you tell him? They are also doing. So even if you're caught red-handed, you have to give reasons for others. That's the nature of us in the material world. We have very big ego. But when we take up spiritual life, it is very important to have a very good sadhana. Very important to rise up early and chant. It is said as soon as the sun rises, people wake up and this world is full of people of unfulfilled desires. When you wake up, if the sun is up, people start thinking, मुझे ये करना है, मुझे ये लाना है, मुझे वो करना है, मुझे ये पैसा कमाना है, मेरे को ये घर खरीदना है, मेरे को ये सोना खरीदना है, मेरे को चांदी मेरे बच्चे के लिए होना चाहिए, उसके लिए मेरे बेटे के लिए नहीं ये वो full the whole world is full of thoughts. That is not very favorable to chant. It is at Brahma Muhurta, before the sunrise. Vaishnavas sit and chant. Because I used to hear in the initial days, now I feel. It is said that great personalities and demigods, they travel in the Brahma Muhurta, and when they see a person chanting, they bless them to become more and more sincere in spiritual life. So, spiritual life means voluntarily one has to be accountable. While voluntarily one has to be accountable. There is no shortcut in spiritual life. You have to rise up. Devotee is known by two things. Srila Gaur Krishna Maharaj, he says, साधु का लक्षण एक ही है, सहनशीलता. और सहनशीलता प्राप्त करने का एक ही है रास्ता, वो है वैष्णव कृपा. और वैष्णव कृपा प्राप्त करने का रास्ता एक ही है, डिसिप्लिन एंड सिंसियर साधना. Discipline and sincere. There is no other way. There is no shortcut to it. And our programs are meant to develop this service attitude. I told husband and wife came together and did service, and the problem did not solve. The tolerance increased, keeping Krishna in the center. In the material world, material world is not going to be a better place because you have become a devotee. Krishna will give you tolerance to sustain in this material world, and that is only possible by association. So take up Krishna consciousness very seriously. Do practical services. This is not a weekend frustration removing sessions. हफ्ते भर फ्रस्ट्रेटेड जगत में और यहाँ पर थोड़ा सुन लो क्यों के लिए अच्छा लगता है, ऐसा नहीं है. It is not meant for that. It's not meant to feel good. It's not meant यार बहुत टेंशन हो गया, चाहता हूँ प्रसाद खाऊंगा डिवोटी का अच्छा लगेगा. Yes, maybe you can have to come like this for lifetimes. But if you take up very seriously, us, myself, Narottam Priya Prabhu, we all who are serving full time, we are very accountable to our temple authorities. We don't have a personal life. A question. Our devotees in our community, they can enter into our personal life and ask them, why you did this? Why your wife did this? Why are you not coming to a morning sadhana? Why you are not doing this? Come here, we want to talk to you. No, but one who earns money, doesn't want to be corrected in the world. Only his boss can correct it. That also he will accept. Yes, 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 sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Sure, sir. I'll make sure. Yes, sir. I'll make sure. Right? Very obedient. Anybody else? क्या है? कौन है तो भाई? इधर से अरे जा घर. Like that we are in the material world. So, all of you who are congregation devotees, who are financially and managerially independent in your own family lives, in your occupation, right? The only thing which is required is for you to progress in spiritual life is to be accountable to your superiors. One round you're chanting, you should at least very sincerely do what your spiritual realizations are. You should share with your seniors, not with your equals. अरे मेरा तो जप नहीं हो रहा है, मेरा भी नहीं हो रहा है. ऐसा नहीं. Not like that. Not with the equals. Go to the seniors, talk to them. This way you will take benefit. You know. Rather than being independent can come for lifetimes. Nothing is going to happen. The root cause of our suffering in this material world is independence. Separated from Krishna, separated from his teachings. There is nobody independent. Everyone is controlled. Someone told Prabhupada that I am independent. Totally independent. Prabhupada said that if you want to go to the washroom, can you control that? And the guy has no answer. If you want to go to the washroom, can you control it? No. Controlled. Every moment, every second, we are controlled by the nature, by our own body. So, being voluntarily surrendering to the spiritual authorities whom you feel inspired with is very, very important, anga of spiritual life. Out of the 64% of devotion, 54% devotion, the 5 are most important. One is Bhagavad Shravan, Damvas, Namjap, Shri Vigra Seva, Sadhu Sang. Understand? 5 are the most important. It is said out of the 5, if you follow one, it will help you to follow all 4. Namjap, Bhagavad Shravan, the listening and reading Bhagavatam. Damvas, living in the holy place. What is the other one? Shri Vigra Seva, worshipping the deity. And Sadhu Sang, association with devotees. Out of that, if you just associate with devotees very thickly, they will tell you, चलो डीडी वर्शिप करते हैं, चलो मंदिर जाते हैं दर्शन लेने, चलो भागवतम क्लास के लिए जाते हैं, अरे यात्रा है अभी से बुकिंग कर लो कार्तिक में. So they will help you to follow all others. So please take advantage of this mission, this movement, and become a weapon in the hands of our spiritual master to serve this mission. Because everyone is on a mission. Materialists on the mission, we are on a mission. They want to become more materialistic. We want more people to become devotees. Understand? They don't want to become devotees. They say we are mad and we say they are. But who is mad? Krishna will decide. Hare Krishna. Thank you very much. Srila Prabhupada ki. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu ki. So, please get engaged in Janmashtami. Ask Narottam Priya Prabhu and all your mentors how I can do service, what I can do what I can do for this Janmashtami. Thank you very much. Any questions? Narottam would like to have comment?